Welcome back, everybody, to Man vs. Line, episode 9. Like always, we've got a great show for you today. We're going to recap our picks, give our playoff prediction for college football, go through some hot takes, and finally kick it over to our guest picker, Austin Nivison. Let's go.
For the third time. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. 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 Wah. Ah. Ooh. Whoa. Oh. Freddie Freeman. All right, I feel like we've talked about this 18 times already. So let's just go ahead and get the cat out of the bag. We have had major issues today.
Major technical issues.
Major issues. HIMY fans will get that. But no, it's Freddie Freeman's clutch, Braves, lineup Fox. That's about all we need to know.
That's all you got to say.
In the news.
Let's get into it, man. A little love. That's all you need to win a World Series. Just a little bit of love. Bang. I love Jock Peterson with all my heart. Like we said earlier.
Hold up.
What?
So, hold up. This just came to me, right? Do you think Jock Peterson is making a low-key nod to Jared Carrabis with a little bit of love? Because what do you do when you love somebody? You make sweet love. And what does this Braves lineup do? This Braves lineup makes sweet love to that baseball.
It's something works, man. Something clicks.
Hey. Is that a low-key nod to Jared Carrabis or Carrabis? Dang, I always say his name wrong. Carrabis. I think it is.
It's like the restaurant Carrabis.
Carrabis, but with an IS.
Carrabis. There you go.
I love him so much, dude.
What a guy.
RIP starting 9, man.
Rep to the pod.
Call him Poppy.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and recap our, like we said, sorry, I got to say the preface this with all this. This is like our 4th time doing this intro. We just recorded the picks with Austin. He was awesome, by the way. You guys are going to love it when you hear it. So yeah, it might be a little short-ended, but do not worry. The picks segment is like 43 minutes, so you're going to love that. But let's go ahead and start recapping our picks from this week. Me and Mal both had Tennessee minus 10.5. It was my lock of the week. Easy money against a very, 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 very bad South Carolina team. This Tennessee offense looks finger-licking good. I will say that. I like that. Then we both also had the UGA versus Auburn over 46. You had over 45. Tough. It ended up hitting at 44. Could have used some of them field goals somehow.
You got any of them field goals? Got any of them on these field goals?
I had Buffalo plus 5.5. It was a back and forth game. It's like, hey, do we want to win it? Hey, do we not want to win it? Buffalo was down 20 at one point, up 7 at one point, but they ended up losing, not covering. You had Alabama versus A&M over 51.5. Good call. It was a great game. I had Texas money line. Caden Salters is now your starting quarterback at Oklahoma. Have fun with that. That's all I got to say about that. Bye-bye, Spencer Rattler. You had Michigan State minus 5, which is a great bet. We love Mel Tucker.
We love
that guy. Love him. I had Kentucky minus 3 against a bad LSU team. That hit. Kentucky at home won. They've already played like 5 home games. I don't know how many more they have. But UGA minus 14.5. 6-0 against the spread this year. The Dogs are. Yep. We like that.
6-0. Love them.
And then, of course, the first push in Man versus Line history. Mal, I got a post-game presser here. How does it feel to have the first push in NBL history?
You know what? It's kind of one of those double-edged swords. I think I would rather lose than push. You know,
so you think you'd rather be 7-3 instead of 7-2-1 this week?
You know, because 7-2-1, once you have that third number, It just people look at it and they get confused and they're like, "Wait, so is this the tie?" I mean, obviously, a lot like most people know. Somebody sees that and they're like, "Wait, whoa, what is this third number?" You know what? It's and what do we count? How do we count a push on the record, man? I mean, I know it counts as nothing, but I
It
mean, it's
essentially it kind of your percentage. It kind of works as a loss
yeah, exactly.
because I'm taking 38 and then the total of 68.
See, the
29 loss.
competitor in me either want to win or I want to lose. This is why this is all jokes because obviously I am a big Prem guy, but this is why we hate soccer. They cheer
Big
after they
prim guy.
draw. They cheer after they tie a game. Imagine wanting to tie. Ew.
NFL. That was like a shot at Goodell. Whatever. What did Gruden call him? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Tread.
Tread. I think if we go get one of the emails, we can figure out what he called him.
I think so.
I think Dave Chappelle actually covered that in his last skit.
Maybe he did. But so records for college football, I'm at 26-35, which is 42%. Now you're at 38, 29, and 1, which is 55%. Does that mean he has 29 ties and 1 loss? No, idiots. I mean, he has 29 losses and 1 tie. 55%. Let's go through our NFL picks where we had a clean sweep.
We like
7-0 for the lads in the NFL. You ain't listening, you ain't winning. How many times we slaughtered the bookies in NFL? I was up like $300 one day. It was amazing. Titans -4. We both had that. Absolute lock of the week. You don't lose to the Jets and then not cover the spread against the Jags. It's not possible.
Nope.
I had Chargers -1. That hit. I was on the edge of my seat all game though, Mal. It was a very close game. Made me very nervous.
Herbert comes through though.
Herbert Sherbert. Eagles +4. I told you last week this was play of the week for me in the NFL. Eagles ended up winning that outright. Didn't need the +4. Could have taken a money line. I told you that last week, but I was going to take the points because it was over 3. It's my little methodology. Then I had New England versus the Texans over 39.5. Like I said, 3 in first place. Give it to me baseball, basketball, cricket, rugby, whatever the hell sport you want to call it. I'm taking the over. You had Titans -4, like I said, Mal. Tampa -10.5. Easy winning against the Dolphins. Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Even with no brain that's functioning, can run routes like a beast, and he's fast as hell.
Dude.
Can you imagine if he had an IQ? Oh my god!
If he had an IQ,
if you like scooped out Amari Cooper's brain and put it into Antonio Brown's body, it's the best receiver of all time.
Yeah, dude. Imagine Lad McConkey with AB's skill set. I just love Lad McConkey. How about them dogs?
Hometown hero, man.
Hometown hero, man. I love Lad.
I can't get on Twitter now because every 10 or 15 tweets, just a picture of him running over the Auburn guy. Over and over and over. It's amazing. And over again. It's amazing. It's awesome, but all right, I get it. Okay. You ran somebody over. I get it. Good for him. Hometown hero, though. Shout out to the kid. So let's go ahead. Overall records and lock records. I'm 5-3 at 62% in locks. Mal is 4-4 at 50%. That was so bold last week, Mal, your lock. Wait, what was your lock last week? It was Georgia. Auburn versus Georgia. The week before it. The week before it was the Ole Miss one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the week before was Ole Miss. See, I was a week off, guys. I was a week off. I knew it was coming.
And you called it.
I called it. If you listen
to the first episode
we did, I called it. I was just a week early. I thought Ole Miss was going to be the team to do it after watching A&M, and then A&M said, "Hold my beer." They said, "Well, here's what I think happened. I think Ole Miss's popcorn finally finished the next week, and then Texas A&M Jimbo Fisher said, "Oh, hey, we got it. We found the popcorn," and then Jimbo Fisher started eating it on the sidelines. And Nick Saban, that's why Nick Saban was smiling, because he got some of that popcorn, dude. It was all buttery. Is that movie theater buttery popcorn? So Nick Saban, if you're eating movie theater butter popcorn, you can't help but smile at half the time.
Do you think Nick Saban's the type to put M&Ms in his popcorn?
Dude, okay, first of all, do you not like M&Ms in your popcorn?
I like it, but I don't do it.
See, I used to do it a lot as a kid. I don't really do it anymore. I feel like, though, and I haven't done this. I don't think I've tried this. I might have, but the Crunch Bites, those little Crunch,
Oh, Bunch Crunch. Love
the
them.
Bunch Crunch,
That's my
dude.
shit,
I
man.
feel like those in popcorn with the crunch of the popcorn and the crunch of the crunch, the crunch of the crunch.
Crunch squared.
Crunch squared, dude. That's that crunch.
That crunch
Crunch X
squared. That real
crunch, bro.
crunch.
That's that crunch crunch.
I feel like Saban is the type to like sneak in a little like ranch seasoning in his wife's purse and take it out and put it on popcorn.
See, I feel like Saban's the type of guy to like sneak in a full ass 4-course meal. Like when he's at one of those theaters where you can order a 4-course meal.
He would
I feel like
just sneak it in.
Saban, yeah, he'll just sneak it
He
in
does. He
himself.
does strike me as like the
A cheap
stingy
ass.
with his money.
Yes.
Yeah. Old man.
Well, I say that. He does have a house on Boca Grande, Florida. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we say that.
Shout out Temptation, bro. No swearing.
Shout out
please.
Temptation. All right, so for everybody that doesn't know, Boca Grande, Florida is a shout out. So back when Nick Saban, no, this is just look. I get it. We're tired, but this is a cool fun fact. Okay, so when Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney were almost meeting every year for the national championship, they'd make a little side bet. Loser had to buy lunch at the Temptation. So Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney, very good friends. They both have houses on this little island called Boca Grande. Me and Dylan know about that. Yeah.
Shout out Elkins.
Yeah. Shout out Elkins. Elkins does know. Hopefully he'll be on soon. But yeah, just
He's
a little fun
alive.
fact. Just a little fun fact.
Love that place. It's like heaven on earth. Nobody drives cars there. It's all go kart
Yeah,
or
all
golf carts.
Golf carts.
Jesus.
It's a great place.
Yeah. No, I definitely think. Well, we say stingy. It's like we just said though. He has a house on Boca, but I think besides the big purchases, he probably is pretty stingy with it. I would say.
I could see it.
I love the memes that come out after Alabama loses. Like, I need all Challenger, Hellcats, all keys on my desk by tonight.
My Monday morning.
Yeah, my Monday morning. I love those.
God, dude.
Those are the best. And I also think it's funny when all the Alabama fans post those. Like, it's almost like I don't want to say that. I don't want to get canceled, but like, it's just like they all post like, oh. When Alabama loses, people storm the field, burn mattresses, flip cars, like all this stuff. It's essentially like, I don't know. It's like we lost, but kiss our ass. Let me dumb it down for you. Yeah.
Dude, can we take a second here, like, just kind of switch gears, like, about this Alabama loss? Somebody legitimately lost their life over this Alabama loss.
$600,000. Yeah.
No, not like legitimately. Somebody lost their life.
Wait, what? What happened?
Did you not hear about this, dude? There was a shooting. There was a shooting over this Alabama. Yes, somebody legitimately lost their life over this Alabama loss. If that tells you, like, and I'm not saying this like in any kind of mean way, but there's absolutely no reason for any of that.
What happened? You got to tell me now,
dude. They were it was an A&M fan and a Bama fan, I guess, and dude, they just started going off.
They shot each other.
Yes.
Well, which one died?
I really don't know. I just saw the multiple reports and all that stuff about it through ESPN and everything. So it was like, it's just, I mean,
I don't mean to be laughing, but like, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Exactly. That was my first impression. I was like, this can't be true. Like, who would actually shoot somebody over a college football game?
Mal. Maybe we should talk about how much emotion you felt when Texas A&M won. For
I
those
didn't
of
shoot anybody.
Video, you'll see the video on the screen.
Let me preface this. High noons are very good and very dangerous. Okay, so before y'all hear this video, just know high noons are dangerous. All right, go ahead, Skip.
All right, this is the censored version, by the way. I cannot post I posted the uncensored version on TikTok, and they took it down within 5 minutes. So I had to censor it. All right, but here it is.
An Aggie upset win. Fuck you, Nick Saban! Fuck you! I told you!
I love the best part.
Dude.
The best part is the whoa, and then it cuts off your bark at the end, like you're whoo, like listen at the end, bro. You do your dog bark, but it cuts it off.
Dude, we were all like,
listen to the whoo, and then listen to the whoo.
I told you!
Do you hear it? Cut off your bark.
Dude. So all of us, like, we were all in shock. And so I was watching with 4 other Georgia fans. And so we're just talking mad noise the whole game.
Mad
about
noise,
Alabama.
bro.
Mad noise. I didn't want to say the SHI word because we don't do that here.
No.
But no, it was very, very, very nice. And that was just a perfect cap to a perfect day, honestly. The Braves won, the Dogs won, Alabama lost. I mean, that's just a perfect cap to a perfect day. When all your sports teams.
I got the trifecta.
You got the trifecta?
Braves, Vols, Titans. It was so nice.
And Alabama lost.
Nah, it really don't do anything for me.
Not for you.
No, it doesn't do anything.
That just takes so much
doesn't
pressure
tickle
off
my
of Georgia
fancy.
in the SEC championship.
So much pressure. Speaking of championships, let's talk about our playoff predictions. Let's go. We'll each give our number one, then we'll work our way.
All right, let's
down.
give our number one. 3, 2, 1.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Oh my God. Can't believe
Dude,
it. Wow. We're connected mentally.
If y'all don't know, we're bold as hell on this podcast. We are very bold, which is why we're both taking Georgia in the number one playoff spot.
Yeah, we really like to step outside of the comfort zone on this podcast.
If Alabama makes the playoff, Oklahoma will be the number one team going into it.
That's fair. So that's my number 2 is Oklahoma. Is your Oklahoma
exactly.
number 2?
My number 2 is Oklahoma.
And if you would have asked me this a week ago, Oklahoma wouldn't even make the cut. But now they have Caleb Salters, they're gonna like you'll hear it later on in the pod, but like they're about to start steamrolling people. But
yeah, it's
all right. I'll let you go first. Who's your number 3, Mal?
So I'm gonna give my number 3 in this. This kind of goes against the whole pick your top 4, but I'm giving it to one of these 2 teams. And the reason I'm saying one of these 2 teams is because, quite frankly, I don't have the slightest clue which one of these 2 teams is going to do this, but there's going to be one scenario to happen for one of these 2 teams, and that's going to be Michigan or Penn State. And the reason I say this, Michigan or Penn State is going to either beat one another and beat Ohio State. And if that happens, one of those teams is in the playoff. I don't think Ohio State makes it this year. I think Ohio State at least has one more loss to either Penn State or Michigan this year. More than likely it's going to come to Penn State. Michigan is so mentally screwed whenever they play Ohio State every year. I don't think they have it in them. But Penn State will most likely, and I'm still high on Michigan. I still like Michigan, but most likely, if you had to ask me, Penn State will beat Michigan. Penn State will beat Ohio State. Penn State will roll in the Big 12 or the Big 10 championship. Penn State will be that number 3 team, in my opinion.
That is so bold.
It's bold, but at the same time, we're talking about the Big 10.
I have Ohio State. I think Ohio State has figured it out. And I think it'll be the only close game they'll have left is Michigan. What the?
We're good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
I think the only big game they'll have left, or tough game they have left, is Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, I like Penn State. I like Michigan. I just don't like Ohio State. Their defense is too for me.
That's fine. That's fair. So we both have Big 10 in 3 spot, 4 spot. 3, 2, 1. Cincinnati. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Group of 5 makes it, and they're going to regret it. See, this is going to go out to all those UCF fans.
Let me tell you how this. Let me tell you how this is going to work. I don't think if anyone has missed, if you've been living under a rock, last 2 years, we're progressive in the United States of America, and I think our sports have to be progressive as well. I think they're going to allow a group of 5 team in if Cincinnati steamrolls the rest of the year. Have to let them in, just because they don't want to hear shit about it. Oh, crap about it, but.
And if it's going to be a year, it's going to be this year.
But I do have
college football as a whole is down.
Yep, I do have a little parentheses next to it, and it said Bama would be here, but they would have to win the SEC to do it.
Yes, and like I said, if Bama does win the SEC, then you'll see 1-2 flipped.
Yep,
in my opinion,
and it'd be Oklahoma, Bama, Georgia,
and then whoever
Big 10,
the Big 10. Now, I'd be all over a Georgia-Michigan playoff game. I'd be all over.
That'd be exciting right there.
Now, what would be very interesting is, and this would only play out in, I think, the first quarter and a half, of this game, but to see a Georgia-Cincinnati rematch in a playoff game.
Oh,
because Cincinnati will come into that game and they'll come in thinking they can play with Georgia because they played with Georgia last year. And it came down to a last-second field goal to win that game for Georgia. However, that was in the Peach Bowl. And we had a lot of people not playing. And I know we hear that excuse all the time. But it's not even really it's not even really an excuse at this point. It's facts. When you're playing in these bowl games really don't mean anything anymore. And it's really sad, like, to college football as a whole, because the playoff is just taking away the meaning of a lot of these bowl games. And until we expand it, which is, it's coming up. And when we expand it, then all the New Year's Sixes will be playoff games, and that will make it 10 times more enjoyable to watch. But Cincinnati will come in thinking they can play with Georgia, and they'll learn pretty quickly they can't. They'll learn pretty quickly. And Georgia will most likely steamroll them and then play, whoever the hell comes out of the Oklahoma. It'll be a rematch of that 2017-18 game.
Right.
So, but it's going to be an interesting year.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting year. And speaking of interesting, let's go ahead and kick it over to our next segment, Hot Takes. All right, Mel.
I'm not wasting any time. Braves are sweeping the Giants and or the Dodgers.
So no
I'm
matter
not
who
wasting
it
any
is.
time with this.
I like
Doesn't
that.
matter. Braves sweep.
I like that. Oh, that's fine. My first hot take, we've already discussed this 4 times, but I'll say it again because our listeners have not heard it. Kentucky is a very mediocre at best team.
And I'll say this again, that's not a hot take.
It is, but it isn't. To the media, it is. But to real football fans, it's not. Don't let the little ranking beside their name fool you, okay? Let's go through their schedule real quick. Beat UM Monroe 45-10, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Missouri by 7 at home, which is a very bad Missouri team. Tennessee beat by 25 at home at Kentucky. Almost lost to Chattanooga at home by 5. Shout out to the boys at Chattanooga. I was really hoping you guys were going to pull that one out. Only beat a terrible South Carolina team 16-10 out South Carolina. Caught Florida in a trap game at home. Florida was coming in hot, 20-13. Don't let that fool you. I think that's the game that everybody is getting fooled by. And then beat a bad LSU team who is in dismay at home, 42-21. The line is what it is this week for a reason. Georgia is going to embarrass this Kentucky team in Athens this week. Lee Corso will be smiling ear to ear watching this game. Georgia is going to embarrass Kentucky this weekend. So that is my first take. Or hot take.
I really hope you don't end up like Stephen A. Smith, but
oh yeah, eating crow.
Dude, Stephen A. was eating mean crow after that Alabama thing.
Eating mean
but,
crow.
Like Kentucky, like I said, it's just the atmosphere. The atmosphere in Sanford this year has been just ridiculous. It's been unmatched, I think, anywhere in college football except for like A&M Saturday. That's like the only atmosphere I think that will top. And the only reason that will top is because you have 100. How many did they pack in there? 103?
It was
109. Yeah. 109,000 people in that stadium beating Alabama. You're not going to top that at all.
Nope.
There's no national championship. There's nothing that will ever top the atmosphere of being at home with 109,000 people behind you beating the number 1 team in the nation. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And obviously Alabama wasn't the number 1 team in the nation. We all realize that now. But at the time they were. So,
yeah. And my second hot take is the Chiefs, quote unquote. You can call it a dynasty if you want. I don't think it's a dynasty because they only won 1 Super Bowl. Is their little run of being dominant in the NFL done with?
Then I'll say exactly what I said the other 4 times we recorded this. It depends.
What do you mean by that, Mal?
Dude, there's no rhyme or reason to this depend, okay? It could depend on so many things, right? It's dependent on Patrick Mahomes. It's dependent on Patrick Mahomes staying healthy behind a pretty piss-poor offensive line. It's dependent on the Chiefs' defense that has looked completely atrocious. And when I say depends, it means can they figure this out this year? Because if they don't figure that out this year, they can have one.
They might finish last in their conference. That's what people need to realize.
They have to figure that out this year. They have to make moves. They have to get up in the draft. as high as they can. They have to draft good guys. They have to have a hell of an offseason in free agency. They need to fix the offensive line. But more importantly, they need to fix the defense, because if they don't fix the defense, it's over. It's done. They'll end up, back middle of the road team. I don't care if you have Patrick Mahomes or not.
Right.
And let's do the, you know what? Another hot take. Patrick Mahomes is a very dependent quarterback. When I say dependent, I mean he's very dependent on the players around him. In college, that is completely understandable. But that's why so many college quarterbacks don't work out in the NFL. There is hundreds of college quarterbacks, and only 31 of them are starting on Sunday, right?
Right.
And even the 31 that are starting on Sunday aren't, probably you would say are average at best. It takes a very special quarterback, and what everybody thought Patrick Mahomes was. Patrick Mahomes is no different than any of the other quarterbacks. He's no different than a Lamar. He's no different than even a Brady. And I mean, like, when I say Brady, Brady's very dependent.
Yeah.
I'm talking, we thought Patrick Mahomes was this like generational superstar in which if you just had him, he's an automatic cheat code and you win.
How do you think the Chiefs feel after giving him $500 million?
And I mean, that's my thing. It's he had the pieces around him, and this is what I'll say anywhere. You still have to have the pieces around you, but we thought Patrick Mahomes was this guy that
I think they were really gearing up for a Super Bowl this year. They gave him the $500 million, and then they've handcuffed themselves in the future. Like after Tyreek's contract's up and Kelce's contract's up, they're not going to be able to bring him back, and then they're going to crumble. Yeah. They're going to crumble.
I mean, like
you will see a team fall apart so fast without Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce on that team.
And I mean, like I said, there's a difference between needing other people to be a good team and being dependent on other people.
Right.
We all thought Patrick Mahomes could take an average mediocre team, and I compared him to Brady. That's not even true. Patrick Mahomes is nowhere near the atmosphere of Tom Brady.
No,
not even close. He can't. Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes cannot stiff Tom Brady's shit. In my opinion, Tom Brady took how many mediocre Patriots teams did Tom Brady take to Super Bowls?
So many.
Patrick Mahomes, he can't do that. We're seeing that. Tom Brady is one of those guys. He's going to win wherever he goes. Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately, is not.
And it's like Brady has earned the right to build a super team because he's done it without a super team for so long.
Exactly.
So I definitely get what you're saying.
And this is my thing too. So Patrick, and this is what sets Tom Brady apart from everybody else. Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay. He doesn't ask for $500 million. He doesn't ask how much is his contract worth?
It's not a lot. It's not even in the top 5.
You want to know why? Because Tom Brady knows what it takes to win. Tom Brady knows that even if you don't have the best players around you, you take less, because that's what a real winner does. And he takes less.
He's more concerned with how many rings are going to be on his finger instead of how many rings he could buy. That's
because Tom Brady knows that he's got enough wealth to last as long as he possibly can need that wealth to last.
And it's like, if you're Patrick Mahomes, $500 million is awesome.
You see $500 million, but it's just like you said, you're handcuffing your team, and it's
for 10 years, for a decade, for a whole decade.
It's selfish. It is so selfish to me in a salary capped industry. Now, baseball, I get baseball. The team's got the money to shell it out. Baseball has no salary cap, but in a salary capped league, it is selfish to take that payday, in my opinion. Because you just look greedy as hell.
And let's be honest here, $500 million.
Nobody needs that much money.
You don't need that much money. There's people that live off $1 million for their whole entire lives. And I get you want to live lavish, but $50 million is even enough to do that.
I mean, it's not even about your lifestyle. Like, I really don't care what your lifestyle is. I mean, whatever you do with that money, that's between you, your family, and God. Like, I mean, that doesn't bother me one bit. It's just, you can't sit here and complain about being bad when you are the reason that your team is handicapped and not able to go and get the pieces you need to win. And that's exactly what is going to happen. They're going to sit there and they're going to be like, well, we just didn't have the pieces this year, yada yada. Well, you're the reason they don't have the pieces. Your salary is the reason.
And I'm sure they'll move money around over the years, like move it to signing bonuses, whatever. But it's still got to go somewhere,
Exactly.
So it's tough.
It's a ridiculous contract.
It is ridiculous. And it's like, when you really look at it, he didn't do. I mean, yeah, he had a great year. Don't get me wrong.
He didn't deserve it.
He won 1 Super Bowl. It's not like he went out there and won 3 back to back. He won 1 Super Bowl. Made it to 2. Got his ass whipped in the second one.
Like I said, everybody thought Patrick Mahomes was this guy that didn't really need everything to win. And I think that's why they gave it to him. And they're quickly realizing, holy crap, we have to have an actual team to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's kind of a shocking revelation that you actually have to have players around you to win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought it?
Yep. I mean,
anyways, rant's over.
Rant's over. Yeah. Chiefs dynasty done.
Suck.
Done. But with that, let's go ahead and take it over to our guest picker, Austin Nivison.
Whoosh.
We now welcome on my brother-in-law and hockey writer, Austin Nivison.
Happy to be here. I think full disclosure, the people should know I had a horrible week last week, but in positive news, it can really only go up from here. So I think I can only get better.
Way to be transparent. Yeah. That's one thing we love to be on this show. It's transparent. We love that. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Mal, you probably have this one on your card, Mal, because I think me and you think the same. I think we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I think we are.
Enough. Georgia versus Kentucky over 44.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, we've been bit by it so many times, and we should.
I'll keep going back.
It's like a fish. You dangle. It's like a rattle trap. You know, it's exactly what it is. It's a rattle trap. You know, it shakes. It sounds good. Gets your attention.
I'll pretend I know what that is, but yeah.
Okay. Then you bite it, and we're the fish in this metaphor. Then you bite it, and next thing you know, you're being held up as a trophy by some little 6-year-old for a picture. So yeah, that's what the Georgia point totals are this year. They're a rattle trap. They shake, they sound good, they look good.
If the opposing team would put up at least 10 points, we'd be golden every week.
That's why they're so bad. That's why the point totals are so. Georgia's defense is so good that it makes the point totals so bad. Yes. That is the simplest way to explain that. But with that being said, I do have that.
I have the over. Yeah, I have to take it. I'm a sucker.
You have to.
I'm a sucker for it.
Oh goodness. Well, that was one of mine too. So we're going to throw that out there for me. Georgia over. Austin, what you got?
I'll go ahead and start with the Friday night game in case the people are listening to this tomorrow. Oregon and Cal. I'm taking a lot of very ugly games, just for the record. These are not pretty, but the money all counts the same. Oregon Cal.
Yep.
Under 54. This Cal offense is not very good. Save a few plays against TCU, but their offense not very good. I like the Oregon defense. The Stanford loss notwithstanding, coming off a bye week to prepare for an already bad offense. And Oregon likes to run the football. Throwing the ball all over the yard is not something they really do. They're going to run the football. Cal is not going to score. And I think it's going to be a pretty ugly, low-scoring game. So I'm going to take the under 54 in Oregon and Cal.
Okay.
I like that.
Hey, not pretty, but we like it.
No.
Sometimes those nitty-gritty games are the way to go.
Yeah.
Money counts the
same. I got more on that card.
Aye.
Oh yeah, big unders guy. See, that's how Mal was the first. That's how you are for the first 4 weeks. You took every under, and it worked. So
no, not even the first 4 weeks. The first week, Vegas always overestimates. Always loves to make high points totals, and they 9 times out of 10, all the games are going to go under. 9 times out of 10. So you got to take the unders.
All right. Well, my next pick is Michigan State -4.5 versus Indiana. I think Indiana's a bad team. Mal, we're here.
Hey.
We're here. We're locked in.
Hey,
same deal.
We're here. We're right
Michigan
here, buddy.
State -4.5 versus Indiana. I think Michigan State should win this game by 10 plus points. Should.
That hand is hot. We're big fans of Sparty. and Mel Tucker. We like a little Mel Tucker in our lives.
A little Mel Tucker action. Never hurt
Little
anybody.
Mel Tucker right in the But no. Michigan State, we like them. We like them 4.5. We don't like Indiana. Boo Hoosiers. Michigan State. Hey, we're vibing, Dylan. We're right there.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. Let's keep it going. I think we will too. Yeah.
I don't hate that. I'm on the fade Indiana train. I think they had a lot. I think they ran off of a lot of turnover luck last year, and that has run out this year. Michael Penix has kind of turned back into a pumpkin. I don't hate that pick at all. I'm not there with you, but I don't hate it.
Boo.
I'd go. I'm gonna go Army plus 14 on the road at Wisconsin.
Dread.
So
I like that.
The over-under for this game right now is sitting at 39.5, and it's a 14-point spread. If the game lands somewhere around 40 points total, it's hard to cover a 14-point spread with that total.
Yes.
And again, I trust Graham Mertz about as far as I can throw him, and I think that both teams want to run the ball. There's not going to be many possessions in this game because of that. Few possessions, close, slow, ugly game. Black Knights cover the 14.
I like that. I was riding Army so much earlier this year. So much.
Yeah,
I know you were.
Then it bit him hard one time.
Yeah, one time. But I still think they're a good team. So I like that pick.
You fell off of them, though, Skip. I mean, I like it. I saw it, and I was like, there's a little part of me that still believes Graham Mertz has like one game in him, like one game where he can just do it, because he hasn't done it yet. And there's a little part of me that thinks like, Graham Mertz is still not as bad as he is. And that little part of me is what kept me from taking that game. I don't know why.
The Notre Dame game broke me on Graham Mertz. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, dude. I took him too. It was tough. But hey, skip. Let's keep it going.
All right. Listen, you fool me once. I think it's shame on me. Fool me. I don't know. However the saying goes, listen, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, and I'm not going to bet against Nick Saban after coming off a loss. Give me Alabama minus 17.5 versus a very mediocre Mississippi State team. Alabama wins 21.
Yes.
3 for 3? Am I 3 for 3?
Yes. 3-3. Let's go. Alabama. I think I got them 17.5. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, I got them 17.5. Let's go, Bama. Let's go. Sweet home Alabama. Let's go. Look, same thing we said last week, but there's no way Mississippi State covers, right? There's no way.
I don't think so.
The hook scares me. The 17, the half point scares me. That's the thing. Is like I think 17 for sure. If it was below 17, I'll take it in a heartbeat. Anything above 17, I don't know. Bill O'Brien's play calling was a problem last week for Alabama, and I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
But so Texas A&M's defense was like their strong point coming into this year. Mississippi State does not have a defense. We've seen Alabama can expose bad defenses. Texas A&M's they do have a good defense. I'll give them that. Their offense is just lacked. Now, I do have that game too. I'm just going to go and throw this out there. Same game, so I'm just going to go and throw this out there. We are taking the ever-living hell out of the over in this game. Both defenses are awful. Well, I wouldn't say Alabama's defense is awful, but Alabama's defense is nowhere near what Alabama's defense should be. The over-under in this game, let me find it on my card real quick. The over-under is 57.5, which seems like a lot, but for Mississippi State's going to air the ball out. Alabama has just been exposed this year on defense. They've given up something like 130-something points through 6 games. Just have not looked good. And Alabama should be able to run train on Mississippi State's defense. I like the over.
I like that.
Let's see. For my next pick, I'll go to a less ugly game for this one. So I'll go down to Baton Rouge for this one. The number has come up enough that it made me hesitate this morning. I got it at 9.5 earlier in the week, but it's gone up enough that it scares me. I think last I saw it was at Florida minus 11. Trying to find it now, but I'm not sure. Either way, I think I'm still going to hold my nose and take Florida in Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. And all the you set aside the Coach O stuff. He's a disaster. He's had to say he's still the coach of the team, which is never a good sign. Yeah, we know, but
No.
it looks pretty bad. But the other thing is LSU just gave up 330 rushing yards to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky's not a bad team, but 330 rushing yards. I believe LSU's rushing defense so far has been one of the worst in the SEC. And we saw what Florida did on the ground against Alabama. We've seen what Florida has done on the ground against other teams this year. I think Florida is going to be able to get whatever they want in the running game, and they're not going to have to make Emory Jones throw too much. And on the other side, LSU does worry me. I think they could score, but they're going to be without Keishon Butte, their best playmaker on offense. So I'm going to take Florida, knowing full well it could be a trap set by Vegas, and I'm walking right into it. But I will take Florida minus the 11, I guess is what I see right now.
So, dude, and you see, I just can't look at this game and not look at the Coach O stuff. And if Coach O is everything we once thought Coach O was, he's not going to lose this game. He's fighting for his job, man. Coach O is legitimately fighting for his job. And if he loses this week, he's out. He's done. There's no way you can.
I think it might be.
You think it might be done before?
No, I think I thought last week was going to be the rally. Let's win one for Coach O, and they fell flat on their face.
Yeah.
I think he's just a disaster. I think he was a perfect storm in 2019, because every other evidence and every other season he's ever coached tells us otherwise. With that one year,
and this is exactly what I told Dylan. Coach Ed Orgeron, as much as we love him, he is not the reason LSU won that national championship. Joe Brady and Joe Burrow are the reason they won that national championship. If you look at Joe Burrow's, 2018 season before they brought Brady in,
he was a game manager.
He was an average at best quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He was an average at best quarterback. Joe Brady came in, changed the offensive philosophy for 1 year, caught lightning in a bottle. Was one of the best college football teams we've seen, hands down. Defense might have been a little sus, but who knows? Just hands down one of the best offensive teams we've seen ever in college football. Caught lightning in a bottle, won a national championship. Joe Brady leaves, and they're crap again.
Yep.
So I don't know if this is a recruiting thing. I really don't know. Because if I'm a player and I see that 2019 season, I see Coach O, how do you not want to go play for that?
It's definitely not a recruiting thing. They finished really high the last couple of years, so I think it's just a coaching thing at this point.
And I mean, a head coach is only as good as his assistants. I will admit that. So I don't think you can put it entirely on Coach O, but Coach O is the guy that's helping out and I wouldn't say making a lot of these coaching hires, but definitely giving his 2 cents on a lot of these coaching hires. And I don't know. I just don't know if the coaching staff isn't gelling. It's just, it's weird to see LSU this bad.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and actually I'll save my lock for my last college pick, but I saw this one and I had to take it. So I have Tennessee versus Ole Miss.
Oh God.
Under 81. Now listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. All right.
I think Tennessee's defense. No. I'm not taking spread money lines nothing in this game. I think Tennessee's defense is better than Arkansas. And they put up 103 total points last week. 103 total points. 81 is insanely high. I think it's tied for the highest ever at any college game. I mean, you have to take the under, because there's a good chance it's going to be packed out in Neyland. It's going to be loud, Chigger Neyland, whatever. Kiffen's coming back. This could easily be like a 30 to 28 game or even lower.
And no, that what you just said is like my huge thing about this points total. There's one thing not being taken into consideration. That's 102,000 people in Neyland Stadium. This offense is not going to be able to hear. They're going to have to go to whatever comes after a silent count, because even a silent count probably won't work in Neyland. Um, it's gonna be, they're going to be riding the first class ticket in the struggle bus the entire day. I feel like Ole Miss will be lucky to put up 40. I think. Tennessee's defense, I think you'll admit, they're not the best defense.
No, but we're better than, I think we're better than some teams they've played.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss's offense is good. Lane Kiffin, I think he has something to prove coming back to Knoxville. Whether that be in a good way or a bad way, I'll let Tennessee fans decide that. I don't really have a dog in that fight. But I can see that going both ways. It just 81. I can't believe I'm saying this, but 81 points was not enough for me to touch the under.
Well, yeah, it scares me too. Like, I saw that 81 and I would lean under.
Oh, we're good. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We'll wait. We'll wait for him to get back.
Cue the TikTok. Cue the TikTok.
Oh no.
Oh no, 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 no.
Oh no, no, no.
No, dude. But Neyland is absolutely going to.
It's gonna be tough. Listen, it's always a tough place to play, and it's gonna be even tougher now that we have Austin back.
What's up?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Austin?
So the point I was in the middle of making there. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my point I was going to make was, do you think Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral is a better quarterback?
I'm going to say Corral. I don't know. I'm just higher on him right now.
Kenny Pickett dropped, what, 44, 45 on the Vols?
Yeah.
In Neyland Stadium. Now, not different circumstances, but still. And let's face it, putting 52 up on that Arkansas defense is nothing to sneeze at. So that's what scared me. I lean under too, but that's what scared me.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, I can't believe I'm saying it, but 81 is not enough for me to touch that.
I guess I'm the idiot that took it, but that's fine. I will die on that hill if I have to.
Oh, dude, it's like seeing a 30. It's like seeing a 30.
Yeah, it's like the 39 I took in the New England Texans game last week.
It's just, you have to. I get
have
that.
to.
I get
have to take it. Have to take it.
All right. So we split hairs there for the first time today, Skip. I don't think we're going to be splitting any hairs here. I think I'm about to take your lock. Dogs minus 23.5.
No, that is not.
No. Okay. I'm taking the dogs minus 23.5. As we said a little bit earlier, Kentucky, that number is fooling a lot of people, I believe, except for Vegas. That little number beside their name is fooling a lot of people except for Vegas. This is not an amazing Kentucky team. It's not a bad Kentucky team. It's a typical Kentucky team. They finally got a quarterback. They don't have a receiver playing at quarterback. And hey, guess what happens when you actually get a legitimate quarterback? You start to win games that you should win anyways. It's mind-blowing that Kentucky fans really, and this, everything I'm saying might come back and bite me in the ass. Kentucky could very well come into Athens and play a hell of a game. I'm not sitting here saying that that's not a possibility. I am saying this Kentucky team almost lost to UTC, Chattanooga. They started off with a game they should have won. I forgot who it was they played, but just beat them.
Monroe.
UL Monroe beat the hell out of them, but almost lost UTC. Came back, beat a very, very bad LSU team, as we were just talking about. Beat a Florida team that I still genuinely have no idea if Florida is good or not. I do not. The Alabama game, we thought Florida, like Alabama came out of that game, we said, oh, Florida might be good. And then Alabama goes and gets embarrassed by Texas A&M. So I don't know. If anybody has any insight on Florida, I would love to hear it, because I don't know if Florida's good or not.
It's toss up for me. I have no clue.
So I just feel like Kentucky's very unproven up until this point. Yeah, like I said, they went on the road to beat LSU. They beat Florida at home. They
beat LSU at home too.
Oh wait, yeah, the LSU game was at home. They've had
like 5 home games already.
Yeah, so I mean, their first true test is coming up this weekend. I just don't know if Stoops can get them in the right mindset to be able to play Georgia to 23.5 points. And so, yeah, I'm taking Georgia minus 23.5. So you kind of looking at me funny, laughing a little bit.
I'm not touching that game. I think it's around the right number, which is what scares me. I could see it being a 24-point game. I could see it being a 21-point game. I don't know.
The only reason I'm really
no
touching
idea.
Georgia 6-0 against the spread this year, have not lost a game against the spread.
Fair enough.
They're hot. Take the hot hand until the hot hand gets chopped off.
Fair enough. Back to the muck for me. I'm going to go with the Golden Gophers of Minnesota +3 against the Nebraska Huskers. Nebraska has looked a lot better since that Week 0 loss to there you go. Has looked a lot better since that Week 0 loss to Illinois. But when I was watching the Nebraska-Michigan game this last weekend, I saw a tweet. I forget who put it out. I wish I could give him credit. But they basically said, when you play Nebraska, you don't have to make plays. You just have to play well enough and wait for Nebraska to shoot itself in the foot. And I think Minnesota can do that. Especially at home, I know the loss of Bowling Green was horrendous, but they rebounded with a win after that. And I just think +3 at home. They're coming off a bye. I like the spot they're in. Nebraska's had to play a few tough games in a row. I'll take Minnesota and the 3 at home. I think Minnesota could win outright, so I'll certainly take the 3 points.
Yes.
All right. I like that. We're always a fan of rowing the boat. We said before the year if Minnesota made it to the playoff, that's how wild we are. That they even had a shot. We said we would shave our heads, dress up like PJ Fleck, and walk around in public. So that's not going to happen though. So don't have to worry about that. But let's get to my lock this week.
Okay.
All right. Coming off straight ass whooping by the Volunteers. Give me South Carolina -18.5 versus Vanderbilt.
I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I love it.
They
should beat this Vanderbilt team by 30 points.
They should, but dude, South Carolina is a dumpster
I don't like it,
fire.
but
the alternative is betting on Vanderbilt. So I mean, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I can't imagine a world in which I put legitimate money on South Carolina or Vanderbilt. I just can't imagine that. Oh Lord. Is that your last college pick, Dylan?
Yep, that was my lock.
Do you have any more college picks, Austin?
Yeah, I've got one more. I got my lock.
Okay. So I got a few more. I'll say a few. I mean, I got a bunch. I'll just rattle off the rest of my college picks real quick. And give my lock. Talking about Florida LSU. Did I already give my over in that game? I think I did, right?
I don't know. Say it again.
Hey, Florida LSU over 58.5. Or under 58, not over. Under 58.5. Florida LSU, it's going to be a nitty-gritty game. It's going to be a dogfight. They don't score 59 points combined. I like the under in that game. Michigan State is playing Indiana. This game is set 51.5 points total. You're going to notice something here. I'm taking a lot of totals this week. If it goes well, I'll explain next week why I did it. Michigan State, Indiana, over 51.5. Give me the over. And I've already said my Alabama, my Kentucky. All right, so that brings me into my lock of the week. Dylan, would you like to take a guess into my lock of the week? Would you like to try to read my mind here?
Give me a conference and I'll let you know.
No, because if I give you a conference, it's going to be a dead giveaway.
All right, let's see here. Oklahoma, point spread.
Yep.
I got it?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew you'd take that shit. I knew it.
Oklahoma's -11.5, starting a new quarterback. Obviously, Caleb's going
to. Are they starting him?
Is dude, like there is no – look, Caleb just led you in the biggest comeback in the Red River history. There's no way in hell you're not starting Caleb, okay? Look, no way in hell. If he doesn't, then they don't deserve to win this game. If Lincoln Riley does not start Caleb, they don't deserve it. But Oklahoma is a -11.5 against TCU. TCU is not a bad football team, but Oklahoma is about to start rolling over opponents. I mean, absolutely rolling over people. Like, it's not even going to be close because Oklahoma's defense is not bad this year. That Texas game, I don't know what the hell happened. Look, Oklahoma finally has an offense, which is going to bring their defense up. Oklahoma's about to start rolling opponents. Clip that if I'm wrong. I like Oklahoma minus 11.5. That's my lock of the week.
I like that.
I do too. You done, Mal?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
No, so Purdue and Iowa. Over under is sitting at 43 right now at what I'm looking at. They want you to take the over so badly.
Yes.
Low number, but that's not what we're going to do. The Purdue offense has scored a combined 26 points in its last 2 games against Big Ten opponents. And those 2 defenses are not nearly as good as Iowa's defense is. Iowa's defense, second best defense in the country. I think that much is clear. And I don't think Purdue's definitely not going to be able to score. And Iowa's offense is basically just doesn't make mistakes and lets the defense do what it does. So I'm going to take the under 43 in Purdue and Iowa.
I like that as well. Now let's go over to my favorite, NFL. Look, and then this was such a tough week. Both for any point spreads in both college and NFL. It took me about an hour to make this card. I was really, really thinking it through. But my first one, I'm rolling with it after what I saw last week. I don't think the Ravens are good. Too many injuries for my liking. Give me Chargers money line plus 140 versus the Ravens. I don't know how the Chargers are not favored in this game. It really just blows my mind.
Oh. Fight. We got to fight. Yeah. Ray, I'm on Ravens minus 3.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Really? Okay, well, look. Yeah. Give me what is your thought process on this?
Okay, so number one, when I see, it always piques my interest when I see that a West Coast team has to travel across the country for a 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff. Yep. Body clock totally messed up. And on top of that, I like the Chargers. Chargers are a great team. Like, I think they're great. But coming off a big win against the Browns, and I think you fly to Baltimore. Baltimore, it is tough to gauge exactly how good they are, but I think with the time difference and with the Chargers coming off the emotional high of that win, I like the Ravens to cover here.
So you're thinking they're going to come in a little hungover off the big win. I understand that, but for me, mentally, it is hard to – there's no one that's slinging it. When you could say Tom Brady's up there, but like, I think Justin Herbert's the MVP candidate right there. I think he's up top. The kid is slinging it unlike anyone that's slinging it in the league right now. He is hot. So I'm going to keep going with the Chargers until they prove me wrong. So yeah, I'm just going to take them. I saw they weren't favored. So I think I'm just maybe last night still fresh in my head from the Ravens too. But yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers money line in that game.
All right. You ready for my one and only NFL pick?
Oh, my God. Come on, Mal. We swept last week. You got to give me more than one.
I can't this week. There's nothing that literally made me go, ooh. Last week, I went, ooh, when I saw that NFL card. It's just too unpredictable for me to actually go in there and put my money on. Okay. But with that being said, Tom Brady's traveling up to Philly. A Philly team that's off of a huge win.
Birds.
Huge win. Massive win for Philly. Tom Brady would have cake. Tom Brady is going to, not would have, Tom Brady's going to cakewalk Carolina. And the spread in this is only 7 points. I might push this, and I can live with that. But I like Tom Brady. I like the Bucs. Give me 7 points in that game.
It's Thursday night, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Primetime Bucs. Yeah, I like that pick.
Primetime Bucs.
Yeah, no problem there.
So I lied I actually have, now that I review the numbers as they stand currently, have 2 more NFL picks, same game.
Ooh. Little same game parlay?
So, the Jacksonville Jaguars. No. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins are coming off bad losses. Both got beat very badly. And now they get to look forward to jet lag and gloomy United Kingdom weather. The over-under in that, good Lord, I'm taking a lot of unders. The over-under in that game is 47. And again, this is like Chargers going across the country times 10. I don't like either of these teams. I think it's going to be a disgusting game. So I like the under 47. And you know what? Jacksonville does not have many opportunities for a win this year. So I think this is one of
Yes,
them.
I love it.
And
I
I
love
can get
it.
him at 3 and I can get him at and I can get him at 3.5 right now. I think Trevor Lawrence is getting better.
Mhm.
I actually don't hate their offense as long as Urban Meyer remembers that he has James Robinson in the backfield and doesn't go back into Ohio State and start running Carlos Hyde every play. So I'm with the under 47 and hold my nose and take the Jaguars.
I like that.
See,
I like that. I think the Jags get their first win this week. I do.
okay, so at first, and this is going completely off topic, but at first, whenever I saw that the Falcons and Jaguars and Miami Dolphins and Jaguars were playing in England,
Falcons and Jets.
or Falcons and Jets, excuse me, I was like, why are we sending the worst teams that we possibly can out there? And then something clicked in my brain. Are we test running the possible relocation of one of these teams to London? Because these are arguably, I mean, obviously the Falcons aren't moving, Dolphins aren't moving, Jets aren't moving. So let me rephrase that. Are we test driving the possibility of a Jacksonville Jaguars relocating to London?
See, I was, everybody says Jacksonville Jaguars would be the team to move, right? But like, I don't see them ever doing it because you're asking people to move to another country, leave their families across the world. I just don't think logistically it's going to ever work.
Logistically, it wouldn't.
I think a team in Mexico City, do you remember when that was a thing? Like
Yeah.
5-6 years ago? I think a team in Mexico City would make more sense than a team in London.
I mean, logistically, it doesn't make sense, but when has the NFL ever given a shit, excuse my language, about players?
True.
So, I mean, that's my only thing there. Jacksonville, I mean, just the market, man. It's London would pay out so much more.
And I love the London games because every time they pan to the crowd, it's like they have all 32 teams jerseys there. Just random. Just scattered. They can't decide who the hell they want to root for because they get different teams every year. So they just buy every jersey they can. It's like, oh, I'll wear this one today. I'll wear that one another day. That's the best part of the London game. Just counting how many jerseys I can
My whole thing is I would love to see an NFL team in London just for the sole fact of how awful. Okay, and if anybody from London is listening to us, which I highly doubt that, take this with a grain of salt or a grain of sand, but just how awful English fans are. Like, just derogatory.
They're so racist.
No, not even that. Not even that. Not even that. They're just like you think Georgia fans and we think like all these fans are awful. Dude, when you go and like actually look up some of the stories of fans from England, they make us look like saints. No pun intended.
They go through coaches so fast over there. It's crazy. I watched Sunderland Till I Die. Great
awesome
Netflix series. They changed coaches twice in one season. Like they changed coaches twice
because they have
in like
an abundance
one
of football managers, soccer managers, whatever you want to call it, depending on your geographical location. But yeah, dude, they're fans. They go for heads. They are out for blood every week. And I would just love to see an NFL team over there and just see how it goes. Because I do not think it would go over well.
And you know what I was thinking? Because I was thinking about this weekend, man. Like, would the game, like, okay, so I get it. Like, soccer is not a very noise-driven sport, right? Like, well, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, noise really doesn't have an effect on the game, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, so it makes me wonder, how I know they'd be singing songs and shit like
Yeah.
that.
They'd be like,
what,
"Oh, Jaguars, we love our Jaguars till we die, die, die." Like it would
they have all the
hilarious.
banners and lighting fires
Yes.
in the bleachers and shit, crazy shit like that.
Like it would be hilarious. I would love to see it. I would love to see American football with like a legitimate soccer atmosphere and just see what that looks like. And we're not going to get that unless we actually legitimately move a team over there that we give them that they're passionate about.
Word on the street is on Vol Twitter, I've seen people want to do like soccer chants this weekend about Layla Kiffin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that.
Shout out to our boys over at shout out to our boys Landon and Caleb. I saw that on their Twitters. Hey, more power to y'all.
Might have to dabble in that this week.
You get enough of them buddies in you.
That's true. Whose turn was it? Oh my god, what a detour we went on.
Yours, Dylan.
I just made my. We got on the topic of the Jaguars because.
Yeah. So my next pick, I like the Packers -4.5 versus the Bears. Bears coming off a big win, hangover. They get snapped back to reality. The Packers are playing pretty good football besides all the missed field goals last week. I think 4.5 is easy. Green Bay, big win.
I mean, I like it. I looked at it. I wanted to take it. I just couldn't.
It's fine. So what total did you, or no, that was your only NFL pick. Never
I mean,
mind.
I do.
So
I
guess
do.
me and Austin are just going to bounce
I do have a little college football parlay, if you don't mind.
Let's get through the NFL, then we'll hit,
Okay,
because I think
okay.
Austin has a parlay too.
Oh yeah, Austin does have.
We'll hit those. We'll hit those after.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with my NFL.
Oh, okay.
Those are
Well,
my
let me just
only
rattle
ones.
mine off.
I only
then.
had-
It's like I said, Chargers money line, Green Bay -4.5. I like Cleveland -2.5 this week. Really like Cleveland in that game. Then I'm also taking the Cowboys -4 in New England. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's in New England." It's a 1:00 game. Patriots just almost lost to the Texans. I think Bill knows the Patriots aren't going to be anything special this year. Cowboys offense looks great. As much as I hate the Cowboys defense, Trayvon Diggs is the best defensive player in football right now. So yeah, give me the Cowboys -4. I think the line should be 6.5. Honestly, that's what I think it should be. And then my last pick, I'm taking the Bengals versus the Lions under 47.5. I don't know. The Lions, every game they're in, just screams like 16 points at most.
Yeah.
So I'm taking under 47.5 in that game. And that is all my picks.
All right. I mean, if we want to get into the parlays, go ahead and get into that.
Go for it, boys.
All
I'm
right.
not doing a parlay this week.
So, as we all know, I've had a tough stretch with parlays that I've given out on this show. So we've narrowed it down to a 5-team all money line parlay. It's one of these that you look at and go, there is no way it should lose, but I'm going to be coming to you guys next Wednesday in your ears saying, I can't believe it lost. Okay? It's one of those.
So it's like the guy that put 600,000 on
basically.
Bama, Georgia, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And Bama lost. Yeah. Okay.
So, first of all, Georgia -2,200. Georgia does not lose this game against Kentucky at home. Georgia wins. Iowa is playing Purdue. I like Iowa in that game. I really like Iowa. Give me Iowa -520. That's a game I'm a little nervous about. Not gonna lie, but then thirdly, Alabama -1,000. Got to take them. Oklahoma's going to wipe the floor with TCU. Give me Oklahoma -470. I almost put the Oklahoma spread in there, but nope, straight money lines. And then finally wrap it off. Michigan State is -200 at Indiana. Give me Michigan State. I honestly, that game, Michigan State should win that game easily. And yeah, that's a, let me see. Let me get the odds for that real quick. If I even have the odds on it. It does not show me the odds. Interesting. Well,
it's probably like honestly like plus 250.
That's the parlay.
Plus 300. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Awesome.
All right. So I've been doing a 3-team underdog parlay, money line parlay every week so far this college football season. Again, full disclosure for the listeners, has not hit once. But all it takes is one. All it takes is one, and you made your money back. That's
All it takes is one.
That's right.
It only takes the one. And this week, my 3 teams are Minnesota, for reasons already laid out on this podcast, Army, for reasons already laid out on this podcast, and I can't believe I'm doing this. I can, but I can't. The Tennessee Volunteers to close out the 3-team underdog moneyline parlay.
Let's go.
It's gonna be like
Turn me up.
Even if I take let's set aside that it's my alma mater. Let's set aside that I'm a fan. Let's set aside all that. I still think it's a tough spot for Ole Miss to be in. The atmosphere there is gonna be insane on Saturday night. Like, I think it's perfectly conceivable that Tennessee could win this game, and I'm more comfortable putting it in the parlay because if Minnesota or Army loses it before the Tennessee game even starts, pressure's off. So that's my underdog parlay this week.
I love it. God, I hope that last leg hits.
So with me and Austin are just like completely 180'd. We're completely 180'd on our parlays. I'm taking heavy favorites. He's taking underdogs. We'll see.
I tell you what, though. If he ever hits one, Mal, he's got you beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she won.
He's got you beat. He's got you beat.
He just needs one.
Well, Austin, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. It was a blast. I'm sure we'll have you back on here, too. Once again.
Yeah, I do have. Yes. I just want to rattle off some NHL Stanley Cup futures just for the listeners. These are fun.
Oh yeah.
These are fun. You don't have to pay attention to hockey. You can bet now, wait till the playoffs roll around, and then tune in to see how it's going. So first one, Colorado Avalanche at plus 600 was the last number I saw. They're the favorites for good reason. Still good value. Dominant team. I think they should be able to go the distance this year. Toronto Maple Leafs, perennial playoff chokers, but I look at the talent on the roster. I see the plus 1,100, and I think you'd be crazy not to. So Maple Leafs plus 1,100. New York Islanders, annually underrated team, incredibly well-coached, deep, balanced team. New York Islanders plus 1,400. And then finally, the Florida Panthers. If one of their goalies can stop a puck for 82 games plus playoffs, this team is going to be very, very good. Florida Panthers plus 2,200. And there you go.
Okay.
Dang, plus 2,200.
Hey.
I like that.
Let's make some money.
There you go, Mal. Make it rain. Make it rain on
some money, boys.
Make it rain on them. It's going to be a tough week, but hopefully we all come out positive. But like I said, once again, Austin, thank you for coming on. Good luck to all of you listening. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Be smart with your bankroll. Be smart with your bets. And we'll see you next week.